Hi everyone, it is Sandy Lee, the still infertile. Um, Hi Parker. So this is February 1st, Friday. Just found out my sixth transfer failed. Well, ended in miscarriage. Um, I transferred a 3-day embryo um, on the 16th of January, and I went in for my beta test 2 weeks later when I started testing at home about a week later, and I was getting positive tests, like very faint, and then they got darker, and then I had my darkest one like the night before beta, which is your blood test to see their quantitative pregnancy test. So I was thinking that it was going to be good, and so my beta or blood test came back at 42, which is pretty low. Hi, buddy. Isn't he cute? Isn't this just the cutest face? That's Parker. And there's Abby. She's trying to sneak her way in here. Anyway, so beta was 42. I was cautiously optimistic. Continued to take pregnancy tests, and they started getting lighter. So I knew it wasn't good. I went in for my second beta this morning, and it had dropped to 37. So they were wanting it to double, but instead it went down. So they told me to go ahead and stop medications, and my cycle would start soon. So I kind of knew going into this what was going to happen. So I had my crying fit this morning while I was driving. Probably not smart, but what are you going to do? And it's, I'm just so exhausted. You know, it's been 7 years, 7.5 years trying to have kids. Um, this is 2019, so we've been seeing a specialist for IVF for 3 years, and about a year before that with a reproductive endocrinologist before the IVF doctor. So we're just, I don't know, just exhausted. Like, we're tired of spending the money, we're tired of waiting around, we're tired of the letdowns. Like, this makes 4 babies that I've lost. You know, twins, single baby, and now this. Like, so I was a little over 4 weeks along, give or take. So it's it's gotten to a point where I'm just done. Like, we have one embryo left. It's graded fair out of a good, fair, poor. So my hopes are not super high. Not just because of it being fair graded, but because I'm just exhausted, like mentally, physically, financially. I think we've spent a little over $60,000, and we have nothing to show for it, which is I guess the even more devastating part of it is, like, we could have had our house almost paid off had we not had to sink money into this. And people, you know, in the IVF groups talk about, oh, it's totally worth it. Well, no, it's not. If you don't take home a baby at the end, that's the only reason it's worth it, is if you have a child at the end of it. If you don't, you feel 20 times more devastated than if you had done this naturally. Because not only are you dealing with the loss, you're dealing with the financial ruins it leaves in its wake. You know, luckily John and I, we got on board with Dave Ramsey, and a lot of this stuff we cash flowed, so we only owe about 5,000 left. So we cash flowed almost everything. We saved up for it. We had some gracious friends and family that donated to a GoFundMe account, that sort of thing. But so, you know, if you kind of weigh the good and the bad, the bad, the horrible is that we might not have kids, and that's pretty devastating. It's Like, I don't know how to process that. Like, I don't know what life is without kids. Like, all those rites of passage, those celebrations, those birthdays, the holidays, the family get togethers. Like, I don't know. I don't know what that means now without kids. Like, we have to find a whole new way of life that we never considered. You know, and I know people are probably saying, well, you have one embryo left, it just takes one. And yeah, you're right, but, you know, the odds are not with me. We've had 6 transfers, we've gone through 10 embryos, and nothing's worked this far. So the chance that this last one that is graded poorly, like, I mean, graded fair, but it's the poorest one that we've had, like, that's miraculously going to give us a kid? Probably not. So, and you know, we've talked about the adoption, the fostering, the surrogacy. We've talked about everything. Everything is so expensive. And I don't know if I want to go through heartbreak. Like, fostering, the parents have like so long to get their kids back. I get attached to kids very quickly. Like, I love kids. And surrogacy is super expensive. Adoption is the same. It's, do we want to go through all this, or do we want to say enough is enough? We're going to live life childless. You know, I looked up some articles or you know, blogs or whatever you want to call them yesterday, and you know, it's basically child free versus childless. So child free is you chose not to have kids. Childless is you tried and everything failed. And you've basically moved on to the next phase of life. And I'm 39, and I don't know. I don't see myself trying after this last embryo. Like, I mean, sure, if it happens, we're not going to do anything to prevent it, but why in God's name would it happen? Miraculously. And I know I've heard stories, but I have never been on the good end of statistics. Statistically, we should have twins now. Statistically, because we saw their heartbeats, both of them. Statistically, we should have a little girl. She made it to 12 weeks almost. A very good heartbeat. Like, it wasn't, and I've done all the testing and nothing came back wrong. So it's just, statistically, I should have not gotten cancer, let alone the type of cancer that I have had, I don't know. So statistics for me mean negative. Like, they are never going to be in my favor. So, anyway, so now we have to find a new life. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it'll be travel. Maybe I'll get a new puppy. I already have 4 dogs, but hell, I don't know. John would kill me. But I don't know. I mean, I know other people are in this position, and I know that I'll make it through. I know that John and I will make it through. I mean, we've done this 3 times. Well, 6 times total, but as far as actual loss, we've done this 3 times now. This is the 3rd. We always make it through with God's help. I have lots of questions, but I'll never get those answers until we meet face to face. So I guess at some point I just need to get over it, that it just didn't work and we just don't know why. Like, there are no answers. No answers. So this is life as an infertile. Where do we go from here? I don't know. But there's your update. Not a great one, but I'm probably going to drink some sparkling Moscato or something tonight because I haven't done that in a long, long time. And by golly, I think I deserve it now. Anyway, so thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Try to hang in there because there's always somebody who has it worse. People have it better. You just got to deal with the life you're given. All right. Take care.